What up, YouTube? Mohawk Flippin' Mike here. Here on a nice Sunday morning with a Monster, brought to you by Monster. No, I'm kidding. I really wish I did have it. Alright, so earlier this morning I woke up and YouTube, put on some Dave Ramsey for me. If you're not familiar with the show, a lot of financial advice and stuff, usually about paying down your debt, not buying new cars, and just making more sound financial decisions so that you can live debt-free and build up your wealth much quicker. So I listened to this, and then I was like, this would make a good YouTube video. So, all right, without further ado, here we go.
Hey, how can we help?
Yeah, hi. Thanks for taking my call.
You bet.
My husband and I have been retired for a few years. He will be 70 this year. I'm 68. We want to buy a motorhome for about $300,000. And we're not sure if that's the smart thing to do, especially at our age. So I'd like to run my financials by you and see what your thoughts are.
Look, you can already see Ken here. Ken is probably the least favorite of mine. I don't think he's horrible. Some of the things he says I'm just not really fond of. As far as there was another video where there was a business owner was saying, hey, all my competitors are paying their employees more, and my employees are asking me about this and that, and, they said inflation, this, and this was 2022, 2023, when we were all feeling it, and he goes off to say, you need to buy Dave's, employer program to teach your employees how to better save their money. I'm like, well, clearly you're making six figures. You're not making 14, 15 an hour or whatever it would have been. But clearly you're not feeling a pinch like a normal working person with kids and raising rents and I kind of disliked him a little bit after that. But also, I don't know what it is with camping and motorhomes and stuff. The only time I see motorhomes valuable is if you're touring across the country with a rock star or in NASCAR, all the infields and people that do racing religiously on weekends. Yeah, that makes sense. Saves hotel costs, this and that. You got your own home at the track. And I mean, when I used to go to the races back in the day, I used to, my buddy had a camper. We just chilled there and walked around, curl out. I can understand the aura of why you like it. But $300,000 for a motorhome, no, I'm good. Let's keep going.
This is a fun game. Let's go, MJ. Roll it out for us.
Okay. So with our retirements, we make about $14,000 a month income. We
Nice.
own our own home.
Prop to them. 14 grand a month in retirement? Who here is making 14 grand a month working?
Probably worth $800,000 or $900,000. We have a condo, probably worth $300,000 or $400,000. That's paid for. Brand new,
nice.
Brand new camper, brand new car. No debt whatsoever.
Nice.
So just our normal monthly bills.
They are killing it.
We have $1.7 million, but it's in tax deferred accounts. And we probably have about $150,000 in non-tax deferred accounts. So my question is, do you think we can afford it? Would it be smart at our age? And how do we get the money out of that tax deferred without having to spend all the money in taxes?
I got questions, George, real quick. The motorhome is $300,000, huh? Brand new for this thing? Yeah.
Brand new. It's one of those big buses.
Yeah, and you rent this condo?
No. We own it.
It's a second home?
No, I don't rent it out.
So life is good. You guys got one. You got the home, the condo. Now we need another gigantic home on wheels because life is just so fun and we need to get out there and travel some more. Is that what I'm hearing?
We're retired. We worked hard all our lives.
Hey, you're crushing it.
Fun.
No, listen, no judgment, MJ. You're crushing it. I mean, as you were laying out all your stats, I was like, hey, can George and I come visit? I mean, life is good for you guys.
Hit the road with MJ.
Way to go. Okay. All
Now,
right.
this retirement income, you guys are bringing in about $170 grand. Is that consistent forever? Where is this coming from?
Yeah, no, that's consistent forever. Yeah.
Is this like pension, Social Security? Where is it coming from?
That's awesome.
Pensions and Social Security.
14 grand in retirement. Like, first off, I'm not hating. I'm just stating that 14 grand in retirement, like, from, like, probably beginning of their marriage. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, you heard she owns a $400,000 condo. They own their home. They have a camper and a brand new truck paid for. A brand new truck now is like, for a camper, you're looking to pull a camper. Most people, retirees, they get all, get the truck and the camper and like pretty much they buy another house because the truck is going to be like $70,000 to $90,000 depending on it's dually or not. And then the camper probably like another $50,000 to $70,000. So $150,000, in some areas that buys you a house. And I don't see the purpose of it because, anything with wheels deteriorates. Every time you take the vehicles out and all that, like, plus there's all the maintenance too, like, yeah, and then, yeah, if they're not paying any monthly payments on it, so that's cool, because I've never seen the purpose of, I've had some friends that have a camper, they're paying $250 a month, but up here in the Midwest, there's a long period where camping is not ideal, with blizzards and snow and stuff like that. Plus, I wouldn't want to drive a trailer on icy roads either, but so you have $250 a month just sitting in your driveway to go out maybe a couple weekends a year, like, so, it just blows my mind, but we'll continue. But no, prop to them setting themselves up, like, that couple loved each other and their future together, and they did it.
So you don't even have to touch your actual nest egg.
No.
Well, we spend a lot of money traveling and eating out and that sort of thing.
So have
Maybe.
you been tapping into your retirement accounts thus far?
We have. We've probably taken about 20 grand out a year for the last couple of years.
Okay, let me ask it this way, George.
20
What's your burn rate? So I know you're bringing in $14,000 a month, but what are you spending per month?
Probably about at least 10.
Why not?
10 to 15, if my math is correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. Our parameters around this, you guys are obviously baby steps millionaires. You've done a great job. You have no debt. I love that you've cash flowed all of these toys, and you're right. Now is the time to enjoy it. The part that gives me pause is that you're buying a toy that is double your yearly income.
Understandable.
And usually what we say around these toys, things with wheels and motors on them, which you got plenty of, is that you don't want it to add up to more than half of your annual income. Because they go down in value. That $300,000 motorhome is going to be worth about $150,000 a few years from now.
Yeah.
So the question
Especially...
is, would you buy something cheaper? That way you don't feel the hit as much, even though you guys will be okay. I'm not really worried about you guys running out of money in retirement. If you're burning 20 grand a year, that money's going to grow at a faster rate than you can burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have a fifth wheel motorhome actually that we could trade in and probably get about 50 grand for it.
What about this camper? Do you need the camper at that point if you have the motorhome?
I'm thinking
No, that's what I
sell
said.
the
We could
truck
get rid
and the
of
camper.
That's your fifth
The
wheel.
camper, yeah, the fifth wheel and get probably 50 grand for it. It's new.
I like to come at this. George is right on the money side, but I want to kind of pipe in here on the practicality side.
This is where I agreed with Ken when I heard this and decided this is the video that we need to have. like I said earlier, he's not my favorite guy, but like, listen to what he says, and I agree with him. I mean, we'll just yeah.
I mean, at your age, at least your husband's age, you're younger. But I mean, what's that gonna look like? Let's just say you went and bought this thing. How many weeks or months out of the year are you gonna be driving around in this thing?
I'm not sure. I can tell you we've taken trips to Florida. We're on a 6-week trip right now out to Yellowstone. So,
what does it cost to rent one of these, MJ?
Right?
Have you looked?
Right? Hang on 1 second. Let's do that right now. All right. So we'll go to RV rentals. So we'll look it up. RV share. Okay, so I'm going to take it that... we'll just start with RV share. Alright, so Yellowstone National Park. Let's try that. Let's see. Destination delivery. Hang on. RVs. We'll go Yellowstone. Yellowstone National Park. And let's just say we're going, you know what? We're going 4th of July week. High travel time. Oh, by the way, you can get 5% cash back when you book. Topcashback.com. Create a profile and everything, and you'll be good to go. Not sponsored at all by that either. Alright, so let's see here. We're going to Yellowstone. We're going to go see the Duttons for a week. 4th of July guest. It's just 2 of them. And let's see, search for RVs. Alright, I want to see drivable Class A, because she's talking about something big like this. So let's see here. Alright. See. We'll find the most expensive one. Okay, so this right here. This right here, guys, is 2017 Fleetwood Classic. Let's check it out. Alright, yeah, that's a bus like she was explaining and stuff like that. Whew. That looked better than my kitchen. So, got a space already set and everything, so yeah. Alright, so we know it's going to be a good... Alright, so for $600 per night. Alright, let's get that calculator in here, so we make sure everything's right. Alright, so 600 times 7, that's $4,200 for a week in Yellowstone. Let's say we're going to put in, we got to eat, we got to grill, we got to do all that. So let's add in, I would say 1,500. These people are very classy, so I would say 1,500 for our trip calculator. Alright, we'll put that down here real quick. So now they're in Maryland. So we're going to Google Flight it. Google Flights. See here. Come on, Google Flights. Just... Alright. See here. Because Yahoo doesn't like anything Google related. So we'll just go on here. Alright, so they're in Baltimore. Alright, so that'd be Baltimore. BWI, yep. Going to Montana. Yellowstone. Missoula is the closer one. By the way, Missoula, very beautiful city. At least it was 20 years ago. Alright, so here we are. We are going for 4th of July week. So we're going to fly in and then fly out. And you know what? Let's see here, guys. They're fancy people. I mean, they got 300... Well, you heard their financial. They're very, we know that these people can afford first class. So let's throw that in there for the trip calculator. Come on, Priceline. Come on, Priceline. Alright. One seat left at this, one seat left at that, one seat. Alright. Let's see here. So, let's just assume. Alright, so, also, little known factoid, if you fly first class, no check baggage fee. Alright, so we're going to plus 1,200, plus 1,200. Alright, so now we're at 8,100. Alright. And you know what? Maybe they might need a rental car too. Let's check that out. Let's go on Turo.com. And then see here. We'll go to Missoula, Montana. And we're going 4th of July week. Let's search it. And it's just, I think this one would be it right here. That's what I would take. But let's see here. they're fancy people. They're older, so they're going to want luxury of some sort and comfort. So let's see here. At 141. So let's just say it's going to be 200 a day. So 200 times 7, that'll make it 1,400. Alright. Gas and everything like that, we'll add another 150 because we're just going to be dialing, profiling, having a good time. So that's what we got. Alright, now let's go back to the show.
I don't know.
I got a better idea. If I'm your age, and again, maybe I'm lazy. I don't think I am.
I think we
work
could
pretty
assume
hard. I just am gonna fly. At that age, I don't want to get behind the wheel of anything. And
he's not wrong because, I mean, look at, they're in Baltimore, Maryland. Alright, let's try that one too. Google Map here. Google. Oh my gosh. You can tell I'm very technically inclined. Google Maps. Alright, so no, we're not getting groceries. Man. Must be the new thing people go to Google Maps for. See, Yellowstone National Park. Let's get directions. And we're coming from Baltimore, Maryland. Good Lord. Well, at least you take the same interstate and you just stay on it. Oh, God. Oh, man. So this one's 31, this one's 30. I would suggest this route because you avoid Nebraska. If you're ever going to travel to Nebraska, the most boringest state ever. Nothingness. Nothing. There's actual legit, like I remember when I went through to go to Denver one time, legit like a sign saying next gas station 100 plus miles. So like, and they weren't lying. And there was no radio signal, there was no cell phone reception, like none of it, my guy. So you're traveling that many miles, and so gas, parking at rest stops or whatever, like all that, like, yeah, and you're still $300,000, quote unquote, in the hole. So,
and drive anywhere. I mean,
Ken will have a chauffeur taking him around the country.
if I do it right, sure, I wouldn't mind a driver. But that's not my point. I just think this is not a smart decision for all the reasons George gave you, but I also just don't think it's very practical either. I mean, like, fly out to somewhere, rent. I wouldn't spend. Here's where I'm going. You called and asked, so I don't know why I'm beating around the bush. If I were your son, I would sit down with you guys and go, Mom and Dad, I think that's a total waste of money. You can spend a fraction.
I know I won't have this conversation with my mom and dad. They hate long distance driving. I hate it too. So yeah, mom and dad, they fly first class because they set themselves up pretty well, almost like this couple. I don't think they're getting 15 grand a month in retirement, but they're not hurting at all.
Of that flying in and out to these places, stay somewhere 6 weeks. To me, it's just the wrong allocation of funds. I don't think it affects your lifestyle of traveling, though. That's my whole point. I just think it's impractical, and it's not. It's just not smart.
I would go used if you're going to do it, but I'd rather you could spend 30 grand a year for 10 years to rent to go on these trips, and you would be a better bet.
Yeah.
So I would look into that and be more free and have more of your income at your disposal and not have $400,000 tied up in toys. That's one man's take.
No, I'm with you. I just don't think it's practical. And here I am trying to give vacation advice, too. I mean, that's not what she asked for, but I just...
Yeah.
Let's see that, too. All right, so on our trip calculator, we got $9,650 for if it was 1 week. All right, so let's see here. Like, let's just say we wanted it for the whole time. So 600 times, let's just say they're going to be there for the 30 days. So we're at 18 grand. And then we'll make the food and everything. We'll put that at if you need more than 2 grand to eat for 2 people, so that's 20 grand. Flight tickets are still going to be the same at 2,400. And then at Turo, we had average $200 on the high end. I'm sure you get a discount. We'll check if you're going to want to do it. I'm sure you get a discount if you're going to do a month long. See here, Bakar, Missoula. Let's see here, from July 1st to July 31st. Search. Probably discounted rates. Yeah, see, there's discounted rates for all that. So, alright, so let's see. We're in. Okay. So, already at 22.4. So let's say we're going to do something fancy at, 120 times 31. Yep. 2 times 31 plus 22.4. So 26,000 for a fancy trip to Montana. Divide that by 300,000. So 8%, almost 9% of that 300 is still in their bank account. It doesn't need any maintenance repairs, doesn't need tire rotations, oil changes, anything else that goes with camping. I don't know because I don't do it. Like I said, I'm not knocking camping. I just, like them, I just can't wrap my head around a $300,000 motorhome unless you are like a touring musician of some sort, or like the NASCAR guys, that's, the 38 weeks on the road plus, that is a sensible investment. I'm sure it saves way more on hotels and whatnot, but yeah, I'm with them. Rent, because yeah. So that's all I got. Mohawk Flipping Mike here. Like and subscribe, and leave in some comments. I mean, I'm curious to see what everybody else feels about this. Like now remember, your retirements are $14,000 a month. Everything else you have is paid for. They were going to trade in the camper. At that point, I'd trade in the truck too. I mean, the truck market right now, but they could probably throw 200,000. So, I mean, we're still 28,000. So maybe, like, we'll say divide that by 220,000. So it's still 12%. And let's say you do it twice a year. I mean, yeah. Now, if they were going to be like the whole year touring and everything, makes sense. But still, that depreciation, yeah, but, anywho, yep, like, subscribe. See y'all later.